everyone, today I thought I would talk about how to care for a hamster. So this video is going to be a hamster care routine. Now in this video I will only be going over the care for a Syrian hamster and a Dorf-Roborowski hamster. I really don't know a lot about Chinese hamsters, but mostly they're all really the same. Now I am starting a new series on my channel, and if you just want to get to the hamster care, skip to this timestamp right here. But if you'd like to hear about the new series that I'm doing, just stick around and I'll try to be as fast as possible for you guys. So in this series I thought that I would do something to involve you guys in my channel a little bit more. So I'm going to be having a fan or somebody who comments in this video. I just want to say you have to comment a video idea that I can do. You can't just comment anything. Featured in another episode of this series. So this first episode is this girl right here. She asked me a question and of course about hamsters, and I said, would you like me to make a hamster care video? And she said that'd be great, so I thought I would feature her in this video for the first episode. So congratulations, you are featured in this video. So let's just jump into the hamster care. So hamsters are small creatures, and a lot of people think that giving them a small cage is the right size for them. So examples, a critter trail or a tiny tails cage are not suitable for hamsters, and I cannot stress that enough. They are not suitable for hamsters at all, and please do not get your hamster one of those cages. Now, the minimum size requirement for all hamsters is 450 square inches of floor space. That is the minimum. So if you could go bigger, please go bigger. Do not, excuse me. Like I was saying, we're just gonna ignore my dog in the background. Please do not go any smaller than 450 square inches. Those critter trail cages are like 168 square inches, which is just out of my mind horrible. Please, please, please don't go that way for your hamster. So with cages, there are some options that you can have. You can go with a bin cage. So I will insert a picture of a bin cage here. That is what I personally have. I love my bin cage. It's really great. Make sure you have like a hard plastic bin and you should be good. Another option that you could have is an aquarium, but you do have to have the right size. Now I don't have an aquarium, but the right size for an aquarium, I would say the minimum should be a 40-gallon breeder tank, I think it is. But just like a 40-gallon aquarium tank, for me personally, I feel like that's what I would do the minimum for my hamster would be. So, I mean, I don't know, do more research than just my video. Don't just say, oh, I watched this girl's video, so now I'm gonna go out and buy a hamster. Please do more research and take your time with buying a hamster, because sometimes they can be a lot of work. So those are just the top 2 most popular cages. There are some other cages out there, but I would do your own research on those other cages. But yeah, the aquarium and the big cage are two really great options. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is bedding. Now, hamsters are burrowers in the wild, so that means they make tunnels and nests and they store their food underground in the wild, and we are trying to simulate the wild as much as we can here in captivity. So yeah, we are trying to simulate the wild here in captivity as best as we possibly can. So that's what we're trying to do. I would recommend doing at least 6 inches of bedding, which I know it's a lot, but your hamster will really, really appreciate you. Hamsters in pet stores really don't get a lot of time to burrow. If you do get your hamster in a pet store, they give them this much bedding, and honestly, it's just not the best situation overall. So I would 100% recommend you to do at least 6 inches of bedding. And about the bedding, so you might be asking, there's so many types of bedding out there, what bedding should I use? So paper-based bedding like Carefresh, KT Clean and Cozy, or any other paper-based bedding. Those are just the 2 really popular ones, and personally I use Carefresh and KT Clean and Cozy. But there's also wood bedding. Now, this is where you can make a big mistake. Do not use pine and do not use cedar wood shavings. Those are horrible wood shavings, so please do not use pine or cedar wood shavings. No, no, no. But paper-based is a good bedding to use. Now, if you want to use some wood shavings, you can use aspen wood shavings, but no pine, no cedar. So the next thing we need to talk about is hamster wheels. Hamster wheels are a necessity for your hamster, and you do need hamster wheels. They will help your hamster get exercise and all that stuff. So there are 2 types of hamster wheels: solid hamster wheels and mesh hamster wheels. Never get a mesh wheel. You might see them in pet stores. Don't get it. Do not get a mesh wheel. Mesh wheels are really bad for your hamster, and I would not recommend getting one. Now, you might be asking me why not mesh? They can get sores on their paws because their paws are so small, their paws are so fragile. They can get sores on them when they run on that, and then that is just going to cause for a vet bill, and no one wants a vet bill. So please don't do a mesh wheel. Always go with a solid wheel. Now we're going to be talking about the wheel sizes. You never want to get a wheel that is too small. It can bend your hamster's back, so your hamster's back will be bent. Okay? Too small wheels are not good. Now, I'm going to give you kind of around an average size for each species of hamster. Now, like I said earlier on, go out, do your own research, don't rely completely on me, but I will be here to help you. So, for a Roborowski, I would recommend a 6-inch wheel. Around that size will be good for them. So then we have our dwarf hamsters. So with our dwarf hamsters, I would recommend around an 8-inch wheel. And then our Syrian hamsters, an 11 to 12-inch wheel. So I have a Syrian hamster, and I actually got my wheel online from Carolina Storm Wheels. So I have a Carolina Storm bucket wheel for him, and he, S'mores, absolutely loves the Carolina Storm wheels. So I would 100% recommend. They are a little bit pricier. Mine was around $20, but it's so worth it. It really is a worth purchase. Let's talk about, of course, the diet. Your hamster, of course, needs food. So I have a video on what I feed my hamster and what is really good to feed your hamster, and I will link it right up here in the tabs. So go check out that video, but I'm going to run down a little bit of the basics. So you want part of your hamster's main diet to be a seed mix. You want to have another part of your diet that is some type of lab block. Then you want to have sometimes some fruit and vegetables. Now, if your hamster is not completely okay with you doing this, slowly ease them onto it a little bit every week so their stomachs can handle it. But yes, that is really the 3 main parts of a hamster's diet. The Next thing we're going to talk about is water bottles. Now, there's not a lot to talk about with water bottles. I use a water bottle. Now, you can use a mini water dish or a water bottle. It really doesn't matter. It's just the preference of your hamster. I use a water bottle, but I know so many people that use a dish and are completely fine. But I personally use a water bottle. Hamsters' teeth are constantly growing, and you are going to need some chew toys. You're going to need a lot of chew toys, actually. Chew toys are such an important part of your hamster's life. Just try different toys and stuff like that, whatever your hamster likes. So the next part is hides. You need hides because your hamster is going to feel not very safe when you first bring them home and everything, so you're going to need some hidey houses. I have one big igloo house, and normally S'mores just hides underneath the igloo in his bedding. He buries himself down in there. He goes like all the way down. So yeah, he loves to burrow. But hides are very important, and I would recommend having at least 2 hides. I have a bendable bridge, so a bendy bridge in there, and he uses that as a hide too. I have some tunnels that I would recommend you to have is a sand bath. Now, you might be like, a sand bath? What? Yes, a sand bath. You heard me right. Hamsters cannot get wet. They have special oils on their fur. It is not good when they get wet, and those special oils wash completely off, and your hamster can die from getting soaked in a bath. Do not bathe them. How hamsters bathe is in sand. So you can use heat treated, make sure it's heat treated, children's play sand, or you can heat treat it yourself if you know how. Or you can use some reptile sand, not calcium. Make sure your reptile sand has no calcium or anything in it, just reptile sand, no calcium sand. I use reptile sand, but I think I'm going to be getting into some children's play sand, honestly, because the reptile sand is just so expensive for the little much that we get. So I would recommend either reptile sand or children's play sand for their sand bath. That's really it for this video. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to comment below if you want to be featured in another video. Once again, thank you to this person right here. Well, sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. Thank you to this person right here for asking for me to make this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope this answered all of your questions. Alright, everybody. Bye!